So I bought myself a set of DW collector's drums. And I think it's worth noting that pretty much like everybody else, every drum set that I've bought prior to this one has all been where I've walked into a music shop or a drum shop and seen something I liked and bought it, you know. I've never ordered custom drums before. The one time that I actually walked in to a store to custom order a set of drums or order a set of custom drums, I walked in there and saw something else that just kind of caught my eye and went, I came in here with money in my pocket to order something, but I like that. So I bought something else. So now we're in 2025 and I finally got around to ordering a set of custom drums. And the finish is what took the longest. I thought I was going to go this way and I wound up just saying, I'm overwhelmed. I've been hung up on the finish for like weeks and I thought, you know what? I better abandon that and let me just go with a safe color that I know I'm going to like, and I'm not going to wonder if it's going to come in the right color, the right shades and all that stuff. So anyway, here we go. Enough jabbering. You guys have some context as to how this happened. So let's get to the drums. Just so I could make sure that everything was okay, I opened two boxes. So I've opened the 8-inch tom and I opened up the bass drum, and I'll tell you why I opened those. This one was just because it's the 8-inch and I wanted to see the color. Check this out. Let me get a little closer. Black nickel hardware. This color is candy apple red. And it's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful red. And I really like the contrast with the black nickel hardware. I'll admit, I'm a little curious on how the black nickel is going to hold up. Because, you know, you put them down to tune them and stuff. Maybe you're not near your drum rug or... Anyway, stuff like that. I just know that I'm going to have to be careful with the hardware. So anyway, here's the 8-inch. Now, as far as the bass drum, why I opened that one at the stores, because I wanted to see one specific thing, and that was the hoop. Let me open it and I'll show you. Do a pretty good job of packing the drums, man, I'll tell you that. What I think is pretty cool is when they ship them from the factory at DW over to whatever dealer, they ship them in a pallet, so that's kind of cool, you know. I was always under the assumption they just shipped them as boxes and, you know, they got thrown around. But no, they show up on a pallet wrapped, so your drums aren't being moved around individually. They're all together. And I think that reduces the chances of them kind of getting trashed with a bunch of other boxes. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. So, let me put this here real quick so I can put some weight on it. All right, so check this out. Here is the bass drum. Now, what I wanted to check on the bass drum was the hoop. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, here, let's do this angle. When I was ordering this, you kind of start thinking about all the details and things. And one thing I noticed was that DW leaves the inside color of maple or whatever exotic wood you chose to go with. Now, my hang up with leaving the wood finish on the inside of the hoop wasn't that I don't like the look of mahogany, is that I was worried that the brown from the mahogany wouldn't go great with the red, the candy apple red. You know, my thought was, you know, go ahead and do it all candy apple red, all the way in. And so that's why I opened this drum, because I wanted to make sure they did that. Well, they didn't. Somebody missed it. It's okay. Mistakes happen. They've already corrected it. They're already working on getting the right hoops to me. But here's what I did, just so you guys know. So really, the big thing that kind of bothered me, even more than maybe the colors clashing, was the lip of the hoop. That shows you the plies that the drums are made of. So there's maple, mahogany, maple, mahogany, maple, mahogany, right? So it's like another shade, another color to deal with. So there's the red, the black nickel hardware, the maple mahogany, maple mahogany, maple mahogany, kind of lighter colored, and then there's the actual maple mahogany on the inside. You know, call me persnickety or, you know, picky or whatever, but I just kind of thought that's a little too much. If anything, I want the lip done in candy apple red. And so anyway, they're gonna send me one hoop that's all candy apple red, inside, outside, and the lip. And they're gonna go ahead and do it. The other hoop will be this with the lip red. And I'll put one on the front and see which one looks better from the front. I'll put the other one on the back. No one sees the back anyway, right? Because it's just me. Anyway, there's the bass drum and why I opened the bass drum. All right, so what's in this box will be, that was the 8-inch, the bass drum. So I need the 10-inch, the 12-inch, and the 16-inch floor tom. These I have not opened. All right, so let's see what this is. This is maybe the 12-inch. Yeah. All right. Now this bad boy is a 12 by 8. Why did I go 12 by 8? I went 12 by 8 because I like my 12-inch tom to be closer to the bass drum, just for positioning purposes. So I got it 12 by 8 just so I could, the top of the drum is now a little lower and a little more comfortable. The things that start to happen as you get older, man, it's kind of crazy. Things that didn't bother me before bother me like crazy now. So here's the 12-inch. All right, the next drum is the 12-inch drum. 10. Yeah. Now, this drum here is a 10 by 8 or 8 by 10, depending which drum company you're talking about. It's an 8-inch deep shell. I think most people would have gone with a 7-inch. If the 12-inch was 8, the 10 would have been 7, and the 8 would have been 6, right? It's kind of more of a visual thing. Yeah, I just kind of felt like 8 inches is where I needed it to be. So 10 by 8 is what I did with the 10-inch. So 10 by 8, 12 by 8. Now the floor tom, just to be different, right? Because it isn't going to make a whole lot of difference, I think. We're going to find out. I've always owned 14 by 16 floor toms or 16 by 16 floor toms. Just for fun, and a la Dave Weckl, I went with a 15-inch deep 16-inch floor tom. So here is this bad boy. Again, 15 inches deep. You can see the mahogany on the inside, which is kind of cool. All right. Anyway, let me wrap this video up. I worry I maybe went too long. Maybe I got too wordy. I'm curious if there's something in the video that I didn't cover or that maybe I cut out for the sake of time. Let me know in the comments below. Any questions, I'd be more than glad to share any info I have. Let me know what you guys think, man. Would you have done something different? Would you have gone Yamaha, Gresh, Pearl, Tama? So many great drum companies. Slingerland's back. Anyway, this is what I wound up with. I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing video. Hope I did a good job. And yeah, if there's a second video to this, I will show you the drum setup and maybe even hit them a little bit so you can hear what they sound like once they've been tuned up. And we'll talk about hardware and setup and all that stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. For those of you still watching, thank you for watching, and hopefully there'll be a second video. Thanks.